Women are mostly injured in relationships. There is something they are expecting from their husband. And when they are not appreciated, they are expecting to be appreciated. They get injured.
Basic things that a wife should expect from a husband.
Are you asking me that question?
Will you be asking me that?
Trust. Friendship.
Friendship, you said that.
Yes, very important.
Women do more in marriage than men. Take it or leave it.
That's true.
If you argue with it, yours is just to supply one cell for pregnancy. Ours is to develop it to 36,000 cells before 24 hours. How many you bring? One. And ours is to nurse it for 9 months. And that will stop a whole lot of things in her. And ours is to push, and bring it out.
At least I've been married for like going to 32 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
Before you are more like a professor in marriage now.
It's not been easy, ups and downs, but friendship matters. You understand? The man has to be your friend first.
Why we have problems during marriage, which is the intro, is because our young girls don't know what marriage is. They are only waiting for wedding, and after the wedding day, it has ended.
You're welcome to yet another episode on Honnette Inside Podcasts. Today we are going to be looking at expectations, unmet expectations, and challenges that come with them. But before we delve into the topic proper, I want to introduce our guests today. We have very wonderful guests today. We have Reverend Green Alberts.
Always at home.
And then we have a very beautiful woman in our midst.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself to us?
My name is Mrs. Ogechi Aji.
Mrs. Ogechi, you're welcome. This is Honnette Insights Podcast. Like I said earlier, we are going to be discussing challenges that come with unmet expectations. But before we talk about unmet expectations, let's look at the word expectation. I know that in our marriages, in our relationships, in even our profession, human being is wired in such a way that there is always an expectation. There are things that once you get in touch with human beings, a fellow human being, there is an expectation already. How do you look at the word expectation, when it comes to relationship?
Okay, thank you very much. Like I said before, my name is Ogechi Aji. I'm a mother of 4, married. That word expectation, to me, I will simplify it as looking forward to anticipation for things to happen. Then I can further say, I can break it down into 2. Something you're expecting to happen. It could be your personal experience, like maybe you're trusting God for something, like you're trusting God for a baby. That's expectation is hope also. You can say hope, something you're believing or trusting to happen. So that one, your personal one, you can say trusting, hoping that something will happen. And then in another one, expectation is where you expect, where you're looking forward to be, like maybe your career now, what you expect in life, maybe the dream, where you're expected to achieve maybe like, for example, I'm an event planner now. There are areas where I expect myself to be maybe in the next 2-3 years. These are the expectations. So it depends on how you look at expectations, your personal life, your career, relationships. In relationship now, for example, let me start with relationship now. And like I said, I'm married. I expect a lot as a woman. Intimacy. I expect trust. I expect closeness, friendship. Even in the relationship, I expect friendship. So Let me stop at that.
Okay.
Let's stop at that.
Reverend,
Yes.
we talked about expectations in relationship. She said some things about expectations in career, perhaps your profession, your business. So talk to us about both the marital relationship, a little bit about the marital relationship and expectations in an unmarital relationship. Let's get to know, the difference between the two.
First of all, when we talk about relationship, it doesn't really need to be intimacy or something that has to do with romance. Relationship has a simple meaning again, having something to do with right here. There is a relationship going on. Three of us are on the stage. We have a relationship.
Of
And
course.
within the stage, we are two brothers and a sister. And your expectation is that when you ask questions, we'll be able to do justice to it.
Of course.
And if we don't, you get disappointed.
That's true.
And no matter how you try to fix it, you are disappointed. So in a marriage, most of the times, things that destroy marital bliss are not the expectations within the door. They are expectations from off the door. For instance, she's planning an event. The husband is at home with the children, expecting mommy will get another work after a nice work she's about to do today. Coming back home with a disappointed face. Was it, that one I even want to plan? They dropped me, forget about it. She has killed their expectation. I've removed it from anything having to do with intimacy or so that happens. But let me talk about the husband and wife thing. There's what we call attachment injury in relationship psychology. Women are mostly injured in relationships. There is something they are expecting from their husband, which has no weight at all. Example, just dressed to get out, and your husband just says, bye. That's not what she's expecting. She's just waiting for something that is meaningless. You're looking cute today, that's all. As you say, you just say bye. Yeah, bye. Just like that. Yes, bye. You see when you come back. No matter what you do that day, she's injured. She's disappointed. I think I have a practical experience. I married someone who expects the most tiny things, and she's not looking for the bigger things. She's not asking you for anything. She just wants you to look at her. For the first 2 years of the marriage, I was not good at looking at anybody. Like for me, life is just like that. You get up, how you doing? You're looking for it, okay, bye. You just wore a new clothes. Oh, bye. And the thing was snoring. At the time, the injury became high in her. But she started living it out without saying a word. So I've had to learn my lessons hard. I changed my style. Even when she's wearing the same slippers she wore before, I come be like, say your leg change inside that same slippers. I beg, leave me. You're not a serious person. This your hair is small though, but the old age of the hair is making it look like they refresh you. Before I know it, I became the clinician to treat the same sickness I caused. So expectation in marriages are much. Women do more in marriage than men. Take it or leave it.
That's true.
If you argue with it, yours is just to supply one cell for pregnancy. Ours is to develop it to 36,000 cells before 24 hours. How many you bring? One. And ours is to nurse it for 9 months. And that will stop a whole lot of things in her. And ours is to pull, push, and bring it out. Ours is to pass through gestation, to pass through lactation. Ours is to emotionally, psychologically be fused with this child, even when you're giving instructions and commands. So they do more. And when they are not appreciated, they are expecting to be appreciated, they get injured. I am sitting on that attachment injury. When relationships are not marital, the people in the relationship also have expectations. The young girl you've been walking around with is expecting you to come up one day and say, can we walk through the aisle? And you're not saying anything. You're not telling her, see my best friend though, a female. He's one now. Why you want fight? What have I been around you? You see, this year we passed secondary school together. She's the best thing that happened to me in secondary school. Now that she has surfaced again, you accompany me to to her parents. That's not her expectation. She will be disappointed. And you are dating a young guy or a young girl. As a young guy, she sees you as someone who is up to something. And you go out, come back, call her on phone, and that interview did not work. Disappointment happens again. So expectation, like she just killed it completely. Something you're looking out for. God is looking out for something from all of us. That someday, if the trumpet will sound, all of us will be dancing to the rhythm of the trumpet.
Yes.
Because we are at the right tune with him at the moment. But you see how disappointed he would be that the trumpets were sounding, a pastor like me was playing. He will be disappointed. But the worst disappointment will be the one I'll give to myself. That is where I'll stop.
Okay. When you talk about expectations, a lot of challenges that we have in our society today borders on disappointments in marital relationship. The children, homes are built out of marriage. So let's look at it more. What are the things that a wife should expect? Basic things that a wife should expect from a husband.
Are you asking me that question?
Will you be asking me that?
Basic thing, a wife, trust,
Mhm.
friendship.
Friendship, you said that.
Yes, very important. To me, I value friendship so much because if you're friends, it makes everything easier.
Yeah, of course.
Marriage makes, at least I've been married for like 30, going to 32 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
Before you
Goes
are
on
you are you are
Eh?
more like a professor
Goes
in
on
marriage now.
It's not been easy, ups and downs, but friendship matters. You understand? The man has to be your friend first. I expect trust and I expect I expect commitment between the two of us. We're committed both emotionally, you understand, spiritually, and every other thing. Commitment. That's what I expect. Because I'm not expecting much. I've conditioned myself.
And when we talk about commitment,
Yes.
you know, that word is really
Deep.
big.
It's big, yes.
It's big because commitment, when the fund is coming, you know, it is commitment.
Yes, commitment. There's financial commitment. There's emotional commitment.
Of course.
I'm talking of the emotional commitment. When I say commitment, the man has to be committed to me.
What about the finance?
Finance,
Money.
both of us will have to. I believe in together. I believe in pulling resources together. You understand?
That's 1 out of 300. Sorry, I'm cutting you.
Yeah, of course.
1 out of every
Because
300. If not 1 out of 9.
Yes.
In this present
No, I believe in
You must take care of me. Me. That egoistic, egostatic, egocentrism. Me. I just said a different.
No, but you know, like I told you, I've been married for almost 32 years now. Honestly, I've never really expected like the man will do so much for me. I don't know, not because I work to make my own money, you understand, to take care of myself, but I expect as you're married, the children are coming in, you shouldn't expect much from the man because the man will pay the house rent, the man will cater for the children's fees. So what are you expecting the man to give you again? You understand? So you as a woman, I expect you to work, to support. That's why we're helpmeet. You understand? So like, to be fair, if my husband buys anything for me, I'm so excited. I'm out of this world because I'm not expecting it. You understand? If he gives me money, even the smallest money, like 5,000 naira, I'm over the roof because I'm not expecting it.
Now, how do we walk around disappointments when those expectations are not met? You are not expecting this, but you are expecting something else.
Yes. Okay.
Now, those ones that you are expecting, when they are not met, how do you navigate around the relationship?
Okay. So First of all, we have to define disappointment. Disappointment, what is disappointment? It's a feeling of sadness, displeasure for unmet expectations. That is disappointment. So how do you deal with it? Like I told you, I don't expect much from people. Even my husband, I don't expect much, because it's that feeling of expectation that makes you disappointed. That gives you that disappointment, keeps you sad, keeps you bitter, keeps you depressed. You understand? So because you always expect too much from people, I've conditioned my mind, or maybe because of over the years, I've conditioned my mind not to expect too much from people, so that I don't get angry, I don't get depressed, I don't get bitter. You understand? I don't get disappointed so much. You understand?
Okay. Reverend.
Yeah.
Expectations and unmet expectations, disappointments that come along. It doesn't matter how we try not to expect so much. There are areas in our lives, in our marital relationship, that we really expect something.
Sure.
Or it could be perhaps this man or this woman that I'm married to is meant to act in a certain way, and she's not forthcoming. It could be how she deals with the chores at home, and then you come back, it's not what you want that is happening. Prior to the marriage, you had your expectations of her being a very wonderful person, a very wonderful, domestic, a hygienic person and all that. And then things are happening, children are now coming in, and it looks as if those expectations are now coming short. How do you deal with such issues?
Well, she said something I love. Dealing with things, I believe in 3 stages: prayer, intra, and post. She's appointed with this word. She went to prenatal. She had intrapartum, and she went for postnatal.
Yeah.
So they are consultants in that. But she, like I said, she's 1 out of 900 women. Sorry, before I answer, we get daughters who
Yes.
they don't mind finish.
So
So married.
Because
no, 2 are not married. I mean, 2 of them.
and it's not your type of life.
Yes.
I beg una dey hear am. You should apply yo. These women are rare.
Teach them.
Wow.
Not only the women too.
Men
I
are
teach
also-
the boys. I teach my men too.
I don't want to talk about them. These boys should be this type that will cook in their wife's house. I don't want to talk about, because I've already seen what they will look like without seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
So we need 3 measures. The first thing is that if you are not prepared before time, you become reactive.
Yes.
She said, I stopped expecting much. I don't expect much. So that if much doesn't come, I will just be there. When I was about marrying, I told her, when I wake up in the morning, I wait for the good. I expect the bad. And I want to embrace the ugly. So every time I'm walking out of the house, whatever I see is a part of these 3. I remember I was having one tiny job when I got her, when we got married. But one day I got back to the house. I told her, this money is not anything. She said, it's even money at all. You brought something home. I expect the good. I wait for the bad. I want to embrace the ugly. Let's have it. Not expecting much gives you the ability to manage the less. Why we have problems during marriage, which is the intra, is because our young girls don't know what marriage is. They are only waiting for wedding. And after the wedding day, it has ended. Permit me to say that the limit of every being is the achievement of their expectations. Once you achieve what you expected, you have stopped. Let us assume all she wanted to do was get married. By now, she won't be an event planner, because her plans ended in marriage. And it will just end on the wedding day, because many of us don't know what marriage is. I am a priest. I will always say that the wedding day is not a part of the marriage. It's just an occasion that happened directly.
into the marriage.
Marriage starts long after the wedding, because immediately after the wedding, all those bliss, Baba, I lean on your body, we kiss, we go out. Don't worry. Reality will knock on the door one morning. I know when you wedded me, there was this reality that knocked on the door. The man now knew I am spending much than I used to. And you get scattered. And you too, I'm no longer doing all the things I used to do. What kind of thing I'm living in this man? I'm trapped here. And someday you start seeing a man who you feel like, if I had married this person, it would have been better than this. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
So if we prepare before stepping into this wedding, we have solved a part of our problem. Girls should go back and work. They should find something doing. A young girl should manage what she spends, just like a young boy. Imagine me working in a place where I am paid maybe 25,000, and you, a boy, because we are dating, you buy me iPhone 15 Pro Max. Accepting it, I should be stupid. Because Dean that is here already knows that after the wedding, you'll be buying me a Techno Spark 5. Because you can't use the one we use in fixing our family to buy iPhone 15.
That's true.
I always advise them, don't take more than you can spend. For instance, if I ask you out for a date, this is what I tell girls. My daughter is 16. I tell her the same thing. If somebody asks you out for a date, get back to your saving box. Go to your piggy. How much do you have there? Collect it. You want to go for the dating, collect it all. Check, what I have here is 6,000. Put it in your pocket. As you're taking taxi, I want to order Uber. Please, let's enter ordinary taxi. So that if you messes up, then you can pay and get out. Be prepared. And you're sitting in the fast food, order for anything. That chicken is 50,000 or 6,000. That rice is 2,500. That rice. He didn't bring you out to show him how gluttonous you are. He brought you out to watch your manners, but our girls don't know. Our relationships, they get spoiled on the first date. Now, if at any time you've taken things worth maybe 4,000 naira and this guy starts messing up, just walk up to the counter and pay 4,000. Get out, take taxi and go home. You are prepared. But you expect you're like, oh, go ahead, I'll eat chicken, I'll eat this, I'll eat this. You eating everything you see there. If he says, we are going to my house straight, and you say, I'm not going, okay, pay for what you ate. You go to his house. This is the same thing with marriage. When you are preparing to get into marriage, first of all, let your head be busy. I know you went to school. You graduated as well. I was expecting you to say, I am doing such thing. I am employed in so place. I'm shocked. Maybe I'll become one of your apprentices. I love decoration. I love events. So I may become one of your apprentices. So, all right. Now, she was ready to step into her house. And she had plans. This is prayer. Let's talk about the intro. Within the time we are planning this, we've wedded. We are in this marriage. There is need to recall discussions made during the prayer. In my prayer, I did not take a wedding picture. It's not because it's a sin, it's nothing. But I didn't find a need for it. I was a photographer and my video cameraman. So to stand and start snapping picture was not just, you should know them. They happily do that because it's their work. And my wife was not this fashion freak person, so she was not interested in anything. But we took time. We were talking always. We bought one blue diary. We still go to that diary today. Sometimes we sit down, I'll ask her, what if tomorrow we get to see that I'm having interest in another woman? She said the first thing I would do is to check what is it about that woman that I don't know how to do. I work on myself to do it so that I'll be holding on the fact that I can do whatever she can do. Now this is a woman who is prepared. We will bring up an issue, trash it, bring trash. We were writing those things down. Stupidly, we were able to write more than 3/4 of the diary within the 9 months we worked before the wedding day.
Wow.
We've wedded. When things come up, if she sees me angry, she says, you angry? Come, let me show you. You see page 4. Said, what did this happen? Now what are you going to do? I said, I'll go back to the book.
This is an expose.
Big one.
I will be on the book. We've been married for these few years. And we have this success, we talk about everywhere. We've never had a situation to go and see a counselor. Not even the priests. Nobody has spoken to us. Not her parents, not anybody from my family. But people now come to us. Even the man that wedded us will always call me, Green, you and the wife should come and talk to me because I think I need to be spoken to. The people that witnessed my marriage, who said my marriage is 25, 35, 40, they will ask me, what do I do? It's because people started coming to me. And I said, okay, let me go and study marital relationship counseling. And I went to do the master's, got to the PhD. Not that certificate that is giving me what to say. The life experience is. The certificate is good so that I can be licensed as a counselor. You understand? Now, this is the intra. If you have no plan, pray. You won't have anything to do intra. You will always be reactive. Your husband went out, he came back late. You are angry that he's late. You are walking out with women. But if you know him and if you are prepared, you know the best thing to do is to know why he is late. Like you said, emotional commitment and connectedness. If I come in late and the first thing you did was, wow, you're too late, thank God nothing happened to you, I'll start talking. I don't need you to ask me. I'll just start talking because you've already switched on. But our women don't know this. Just, hey, you started walking around. Immediately you start nagging. The man will start responding. Nagging will go for nagging. And then the marriage is already dying. Now, after my post is when we do not know what to do because we never knew what we should have done. And now we are falling into a mistake. Then this disappointment is here. It is difficult for a natural African, Nigerian, to seek counsel. I'm just saying the truth. The next thing they'll do is to run to pastor. I'm a priest, though. But when you come to me in a marital thing, I don't handle it because I'm a pastor. I handle it in my profession as a counselor. Because sometimes pastor may be personal, the pastor may be biased. I have a pure experience of a wife and a husband having problem. And they're in the same denomination with two of you. I didn't call any denominations name.
Yeah.
I know two of them when they were younger. And when the thing came up, the man went to the pastor and told pastor the things he wants the pastor to hear. When the pastor called the girl, the pastor was talking from the man's tone without listening to the girl. She became injured and then she let the fire get ignited. And the whole thing is spoiled. By the time I got into it, it was already too late. I kept trying. I squeezed her back into it for 2 years. One morning, she told me I've left that house. I was not happy with that. I kept trying. Someday, I heard the husband tell my friend that I am the one that took the wife out of his house so that I'll be dating the wife. My wife is taller than the wife. Everything that the wife. So I don't know what I'll be looking for. Now, see, it is because he never prepared. There was no pro. In the intra, he never did anything. He will wake up and go out. You're making money. I am proud to say that money is not everything in relationships. And she has proven it. She has her money. The husband has his money. When two of us bring the money home, it becomes our money. The ideology or the social script of marriage these days is his money is our money, my own is my own. I don't know where they brought it from. In as much as in my own philosophy of marriage, when I get, I give to her. When she gets, I allow her to use it to take care of herself when I can't take care of her. That is my own. So it's better she keeps it. And anytime I need support, if you see the way she supports me, sometimes you will wonder. I had a discussion with her a few days before now. After all the cars I've driven, do you know, I started checking. There's none of them you paid less than 150 for us to buy the car. So what's your own? She said, I am not a property. You did not buy me. Immediately you brought me. We became a we. And if we do anything without the we doing it, then it was never done. If it becomes you or I, it was never done. So my own is we should have a pro plan. Trust issues, bring them out and trash them. Don't pray too much and truly, no matter how faithful you are, no matter how prophetic you are, and your pastor is prophetic, if he tells you your marriage will never have any problems, don't say amen. It's not true. The problems will come. What we should do is to teach you how to navigate through it. Make a plan before time. Don't go into marriage with excitement, jump into it like horse, not caring whether you will die or not. And when it becomes a problem, please go back to the drawing book. If there were no drawing book, now the post has come. Meet a counselor. But people are afraid. Some people have gone to tell someone something. The next morning, the whole street had it. People are now afraid. Even some counselors would side to you, even call your name. People are afraid. Let's look at it this way. When it has spoiled so much, we'll keep praying because we are Christians. We believe in prayers. I believe in it. Like in my practice, you don't pray for a client except you take the mission because the prayer is not a part of the counseling. But in the other practice of mine, everything I do is I must pray because I'm a priest. So combining the two, once you step in, I'll tell you, I hope you accept me, use the Bible, and I must pray. If you don't it, I have right to cancel our consent form. You go, I will stay. Because I must pray. I'm a priest. I must pray. Now let's go back to planning and thinking. Let's also go back to humbling ourselves. If these things spoil, the man, please say I'm sorry. It is difficult for me. The woman, please say I'm sorry. When I learned that men hardly say I'm sorry, I made it a watchword. And I'm sorry. So then it's not you. It's I want to say what happened is wrong. I'm sorry for making you do what is wrong. It wasn't you. It was my mistake. I'm sorry for making you make mistake. Oh, now what is my own? Your own is to accept my apology. I always going to ask, in short, we are sorry. The thing will go. Finally, before I stop, I always draw a triangle for marriage. The head is the marriage. The left is the man. The right is the woman. If two of us have problem, the marriage is there. The marriage has problem. And during our settlement, you happen to win. The right will become heavy and the left will become light. The marriage is no longer balanced.
Yeah.
It will fall. If I happen to win, the left will become heavy. The right will become light. The marriage is not balanced. It will collapse. If I win you in pastor's office, when we come home, I already know I'm in fire. I'm on fire. If you win me in pastor's office, when you come home, you know already you're in divorcee living in a man's house. But if we understand the fact that the marriage is a different thing between the two of us, we'll fight to keep the marriage. Not two of us are no longer the business. So if there is anything wrong, I have to lose. You have to lose. The marriage will win. Then the marriage will still be there. That's my advice.
Wow, that's very insightful. In conclusion, tell us, how do you think how you think we should react when our expectations are not met in marriages?
Okay. Before I continue, the priest was saying that maybe I'm 1 out of 100, but I just want to say something that happened to me years back, over 30 years ago. When I was pregnant with my first child, I expected a baby girl so much. In fact, I prayed, I fasted, and I believed that it was a baby girl. You understand? So I went to the market, I bought everything pink.
I got disappointed.
You understand?
When it is God.
Oh God. So that's, I bought pink socks. In fact, the bed, the room, everything pink. Like when you've prayed so much and your faith is so high that nothing can change it. Even when I went for scan, if you want to tell me, I said, don't tell me I know. So they were like, okay, maybe you already know the sex. And then when I had the baby, when the nurse brought out the baby, she said, Mrs. Saji, what's the sex of a baby? Because normally the hospital I use, they'll ask you the sex of the baby before they cut the cord so that you know what you're having. I was still looking.
God, my baby is.
Nah, is it a boy? Oh. She said, Mrs. Saji, can you see? I said, yes, I can see. She said, what's the sex of your baby? I said, boy. My mom was laughing at me because everybody kept on telling me, it's a boy, it's a boy. After that, my God will disappoint them. And then the baby came. In fact, after that, I refused to expect anything from anybody. You understand this? It made me, I just said, if God, you understand, your faith is so high and then he gives you that. That means God will give you what he wants to give you. So after the first baby, I have 2 boys and 2 girls, boy, girl, boy, girl. I know if I'm pregnant, I don't look forward to the sex anymore. It is what comes. You understand? I think so. I had to condition myself. I made myself like, don't expect too much, because I was really sad. I didn't even see my baby. I had my baby around 6:15 in the morning. I didn't see the baby till around 12 midnight the following day. When my cousin said, go look this pikin. Sorry for the, go look this pikin. Look am now. I said, I still the wonder. Now, boy, and she laughed because she kept on telling me that she dreamed that I had a baby boy, and all my dreams I always have baby girl. So that thing conditioned me. Maybe it conditioned me to like not to expect too much from people. You understand? So it taught me a lot of things in life. I give without expecting anything from anybody. Even my children, even my friends, even my husband. My husband now, for so many years now, I surprised him on his birthday. But he doesn't celebrate he doesn't even remember my birthday.
Oh.
So imagine that. So if I will take out my time, you understand?
A typical woman.
You understand? Worry.
Modern woman.
Now my kids are growing, so they react like, what's wrong with you? Daddy is not even, you celebrate daddy, you won't even remember your birthday. Said, because I'm not if I celebrate you, I'm celebrating you because I want to celebrate you.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything from you. You understand?
So in marital relationship, it would do us good if we give without so much expectation.
Yes, give without so much expectation.
When you even have a little expectation and it is not met, develop a mindset that makes, there is this thing that we say is one of those things. So is one of those things. And then you move on. But if you get so emotional about the things that you expect and they are not coming forth, you get depressed.
You
And
know, a
then
lot of
before
women
long, it
are
becomes a problem.
depressed in marriages. They are bitter. I read up a lot of articles where they say a woman killed her husband. What will make a woman get to that level? It's a level of expectation. A lot of things you're
Yes,
expecting
of
from the
course.
man. So it breeds expectations, it breeds bitterness, anger, depression. You understand? So those things, as a Christian, you really need to come out of it. When you see, like 2 days ago, I heard a woman stabbed her husband to death. I'm thinking, I said, which kind of anger will make a woman go and take knife and kill the husband? She must have expected so much from him,
And then
expecting the man not to cheat on her, and then you're seeing another woman. That's it. I think, that kind of a thing. So,
this topic, if we keep
if you dwell on it,
it's
deep.
a very broad topic,
yes.
and there are so much examples to give. There are so much life, experiences that we'll have to share, on this topic. But I think we'll have to, in this segment, we'll have to call it a day for now. This is still Honnette Insights Podcasts, and with you is Mr. Martins Eze. Bye for now.